Good afternoon, and as you see by the title, we will be doing a self-cut video. So I'm gonna start off by showing everything that I use to do my self-cut. So the first step, actually, in the process is to either comb your hair out or with the hard brush your hair out. So right now, I think I'm gonna start off with the hard brush and then finish off with a comb. After the hard brush, you go through it with the comb. And what the comb does is it actually pulls the hair up so the waves can have a better cut. I don't know who that is. So with the comb, this is the results. Now, the clippers I use for my self-cut are the Andes the Fade Masters. I think that's what these are called. With the lever open and the lever closed. It's dope. You see? That's lit. Yeah, this camera look good. For my edge up, I use these. These are the Andes Slim Pro? I don't know. But these are Andes brand. It's only one of them, so you'll see them. These are wireless, by the way. The other ones have wires on them. So, there you go. And just for fun, I might use my Lucky Gold personal ones. Got this at Walmart for like 20 bucks. Maybe 40. They sell them on Amazon too. Then I have my different variations of guards. And for super precision, I might use these old Andes. Now these actually work very well, but they're outdated, which is why I use the new Slimline without the cord. But these actually work better than the other ones. So one thing you need to do before you ever cut your hair is oil up the clippers before and after. You need to do that before and after. So I use baby oil, and then it has a small hole, so you would not need to use a lot of oil to oil up your clippers. So to do that, turn your clippers on and oil them up. And do that with all the clippers that you'll use. So now that that's all out the way, now it's actually time to get the haircut started. I use a personal handheld mirror to get the hard to reach areas like the back of your head or the sides for the fades, and to get the crown area when you're cutting the hair. But the first thing I do is with the Fade Masters, with the Andes Fade Masters, I go to the highest level I want my hair to be. So today I'll cut mine to I'll cut it in between a 1.5 and a 1A. So what that looks like is you'll use the 0 guard. It says it right there, number 0. You use your 0 guard, you'll put it on, and you'll open the hole all the way. This is closed, this is open, and you'll open up all the way. Now let's get into the cut. So for the top, I stopped a little bit, but you can see that I only cut this side. But for the top of my head, how I was taught was to, from what you can see, just you follow the grain. The way you brush it is the way you should cut it. So for the top, I can see myself like this. So all I have to do is go that way. But for the parts you can't see, you'll have to use the handheld mirror. Also important to be consistent when you cut your hair. If you cut with the grain, cut the whole head with the grain. If you go against the grain, it really doesn't matter because it's all gonna be low. And it helps because you might not have patches because you really don't want patches with waves. But the key is to take your time. You are in no rush. Like today's Saturday and what time is it? It's like 5 o'clock. So I have no rush. I have all night to cut my hair. So the key is to take your time. What I did so far was cut the major parts of my head. Now the crown area is what I left alone. I didn't touch it yet. So everything should still be full here. I have a cowlick at the top of my head where I really need to take my time. So before I used to cut my hair, I kind of would mess up because I would rush the cowlick. I would go the opposite direction of the way it naturally goes and I would have a bald spot in the back of my head. So that has happened multiple times before. So right now I'm about to take my time and hit my crown. But that is the cut actually. If you can see, let's get a 360. And then that's the swirl. Oh, can I see the swirl? I need the edge up. Oh, I need the edge up. This is horrible. But this is actually what it looks like after cutting it. Now, honestly, the fade, should I do the fade? I don't really know yet, but let me see in the mirror. So in all seriousness, I can really keep this fade because it's not even that bad to me. But one thing I need to do is hit that edge up. I need to hit this edge up. And the back, the fade from the last haircut is still here, but it just grew too crazy. The edge up went away and the hair got too thick, but the fade itself stayed. The next step is to do the edge up. I'll do a fade and a self cut in the next video, but this is just a touch up for the first day of school. So I'm gonna actually keep the beard. I'm gonna let it grow in some more for the school year, but I'm gonna edge up this bottom part. My bad. All right, we're gonna. Now this is called bald. Focus on that. And this is open. This is a no guard. So this is what it looks like with no guard, but this is bald. And I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna actually edge up just the bottom of it around it, just so I can have a little line up around the bottom of the beard while I let the top grow out a lot more. And I want to say this too, with a self cut, I feel like the hardest thing to do is the fade. The fade is most definitely the hardest thing to do, but for some people, the edge up might be the hardest thing to do. But for me, I think I do the edge up pretty well, because right now it's looking pretty bad. But the next thing I'll do is do the edge up, and I'll do that with I'll start off with these, the slimline, the Andes. And then I'll finish off if I need like tight corners or sharp edges. I'll finish off with these Andes, the big bulky ones. And I do want to say, out of all of the brushes I have, this $2, now actually this might be $4. This beauty supply brush might be the best one. It's cheaper than all the other brushes too. It has no divisions or whatever. It's just a straight brush. And this might be a medium brush. This might be a medium brush, but this is the best brush I have. It works well with the hair. It works wonders with the waves. But all my brushes, this is top tier. This is top tier. Now it is actually time for the edge up. So first step in doing the edge up is laying your edge up there, laying it down. But so actually, I lied. This is the real difference between a great barber and a good barber, or the difference between a, $50 barber compared to a $20 barber. One thing they don't tell you is how to make your edge up last longer is you wash it before you do the edge up. So right now I'm about to just run some water, probably shampoo, condition a little bit before I do the edge up. And what that does is, I guess, lay your hair down and clean everything up so your edge up will be super fresh. Because if you get your hair cut, you understand how you go to the barber, then you wash it in the shower, and then it's like a whole new cut. So one thing I'm gonna do right now is wash it, and then we'll do the edge up. All right, I just washed it off. I'm drawing off with a paper towel. Another cheat code to get waves: just run cold water over your hair. Cold water is actually better for your hair. So I actually just ran cold water over it. So now it's laying down easy. That hot water just dries your hair out. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now it is time for the edge up. We'll use Andes again. And I don't stand up the whole time really. It's actually, I sit on the edge of the counter to cut the back of my head especially, but I sit on the edge of the counter and fade up. So I always start off with the back because that's the easiest part to do. Because this right here is the most important part of doing your edge up. This right here, this, and this. It's the most important part, but I always start out with the back because that's the easier part. One tip or one thing you need to know while doing your edge up, you need to tap and like take off, tap and take off, tap and take off. Because if you kind of drag it, that's why people might push their stuff back or have dips and chips in their edge up. But you need to tap, take off, tap and take off. So that's what I did at the back right here. If you can see, I probably shouldn't have did that, but if you can see the back right here, I tapped and let go, tapped and let go, tapped and let go. And that keeps the line as straight as possible. While edging up, you don't want to press down too hard because that's when you'll create like scratches and lines and stuff like that. But this is what the back looks like now. You can see. And right now I'm about to cut some of this off just to clean it up a little bit. But cut some of this off and get behind the ear. Just because I see some minor problems with the fade, I'm gonna actually fade it just a little bit in the back. And I'm gonna go with a 0.5. It's in between a 0 and a open guard. It's time to work behind the ear and really this part. This is I always start right here doing, you know, this whole front side, the whole visible side, but from the back I start with these sides and might finish with the bottom line. Let me see this way. With the bottom line, but I always start here. And now it's time to get behind the ear and start with the front visible side, cause look at it. Need that edge up. Now it's time for, I guess, the hardest part of the edge up, or the most important part of the edge up, which is the front. Because this is what people really see and what people really care about. They want to see is your edge up straight, who did it, this, that, and the third. So, comb it out as much as possible. Now it's time to get started. It's not complete, we got final touches, but let's get back into it. So I honestly had to stop recording because the camera was overheating, but I'm gonna resume back at doing like the edges and the corners. But so far all I did was this middle area. So when edging up, you do middle and then you come back to the middle. You do middle and come back to the middle. And you go a little further and you come back to the middle. And then you work your way out until you get to the sides. You do the sides and then you finish off with this part, this little C. So far I only did the middle. So far I'm just correcting it of where I want to see, where I want my edge up and where I want to see it. So I got a long way to go.
Ocean.
So far this is what it looks like. I need to go back over the front and clean it up. And I might do the beard, but I don't know. I think I want to grow it out some more. Let's get to it. Let's try to look once this time. So I hope my voice sounds good in this one. I don't even feel like making my voice hot no more. Like, this is enough to say this is an at-home fade. I'm satisfied. So I want to say another tip when cutting or doing your edge up is that when you fade, you move your head while doing it. Don't move the clippers because you're at risk of or but as you're cutting, you move your head. You tap, 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 tap. But you tap and you move your head as you go. So, get the brush, let me see. Now I'm gonna do this part. In this mirror, because I'm not gonna do the other one. So far, that is all I'm gonna do for that part. And what I'm gonna do next is the beard. So I'm gonna clean up my little station with all my clippers and come back to it. So far, the edge up, it's clean, it's clean, it's cool, it's cool. And it's good for an at-home fade. It is cool for an at-home fade, but what I'm gonna do now is touch up the beard. Honestly, I don't like when my facial hair gets like this, all short and prickly, but I'm gonna let it grow back into a big beard. So I have to go through the ugly process, the ugly phase first. I'm gonna touch up the mustache just a little bit, cut around my lip, and cut these little loose edges off. I'm gonna cut them all the same, or just cut. You can see it right here though. Cut the little frizzlies, cut them off, And I'm gonna use the big Andes for those. And I'll use not the zero guard, actually, yeah. I'll use a zero guard. Cause I try to keep it the same as what's on the top of my head. Put it on. And then before you start the cut, I can actually do this one in this camera. But before you start, you You have to comb it out. Boom. And they're gone. That's what's up. That's what's up. Ooh, dead hell. Oh, the voice. Cause he was like, see, I knew I wasn't tripping. I told you, you should have seen that TikTok where he's like, another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. He was he wasn't mocking it, but that's like what he sounded like on the phone. All right, back to the video. Might have been repetitive, but I'm about to cut this is the bottom part of my lip. Cut these little loose hairs that are kind of overlapping my little lip bow, my arch bow, what is it called? Whatever it's called, I don't know. And then, I'm choking. And me personally, I like my facial hair loose and rough. So I like it when it's all scratched up, messed up. Because if it's all brushed and stuff, it just looks too nice and neat. It don't look too good, but I like it edged up though. But so far, this is really how I like my stuff to look. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it look good to me. Let me see what the crown look like. Let's actually brush the crown. Brush my little swirl. But not gonna lie to you, this is really how I do all my self cuts. But in the next self cut, I'll show you the whole fade process. The fade process is actually a lot difficult, and it's a lot of fine tuning you have to do, because if you mess up, you have to push it back a little more or push the fade higher. Instead of doing a low fade, you might have to do a high fade, but this is how I fade my self cut. So get a 360. Here's a 360 of what it looks like. That look good. Edge up straight. Facial hair, it's gonna grow, man. I'm gonna grow a beard, but that'll be all for this video. So actually I lied. We have one more step to the process, and that is to oil your clippers back up, and that is to spray/sanitize your clippers at the end. So with all of the clippers, you would use, you first off would brush them off, get all the hair off. Of course you need to do that, man. And then of course, the baby oil. You'll put the oil on the clippers, but what I didn't show in the beginning was this. So this is what I use to spray the clippers down at the end. But you oil first. You oil first. Then while it's going, see my stomach? Dang, they hear that. They hear that, it's fine. But other than that, nah, clippers are clean, let me see. Cause there's nothing wrong with like rusty blades. No, it is, I lied, it is something wrong with rusty blades. You cannot cut people's head with dirty stuff. But these are what my clippers look like. Got them from Walmart. Actually, they sell them at Walmart and Amazon, but they're around the same price and they're battery powered. The battery's in this bottom part and it's a push button to start on. But now that concludes the rest of this video. And as you see, this is what the cut looks like. Let me see with the brush. This is what the cut looks like. And to wash it, I wash with cold water. That keeps the hair laid down and the wave super shiny. The beard, all of that. But that concludes this video and I will see you in the next one.